Hello guys, and welcome to another in-depth review here on NNT Auto Reviews. My name is Tyler, as always behind the camera, giving you guys these in-depth review videos. Today I am grinning ear to ear. I finally get the chance to look at the 2018 Kia Stinger in the top of the line GT2 trim level, and this one does have all-wheel drive. Now, I have been waiting since last year's New York Auto Show to get my hands on this car. That's the first time I saw it, and I was just absolutely wowed. There's just no words to describe how beautiful this car looks. But we're going to go ahead and get into all the features and more in this video, so to make sure you stay tuned with us. So before we get started with this review, I'd like to give a huge thanks out to Shakers Kia here in Watertown, Connecticut, for allowing me access to the car in today's video. And if you're interested in purchasing any Kia from these guys, go ahead and check out the description box where I have given you guys all the contact information. So before we get started getting into all the details and whatnot on this beautiful car, I'd like to give you guys a little overview of the window sticker, since every manufacturer just sets it up a little bit differently. But on the first column over here, we're going to see all of our standard features. We can go ahead and zoom in really quick for you guys, and of course if you need more time to take a look at anything, just pause the video and you'll get more information. Next, let's go ahead and check out the optional features, which is right over here where my finger is. I'll zoom out just a little bit so you can see it better. The base price of the GT2 trim level, which of course is the top of the line, is right at $51,400. And we only have one optional extra, which is those door cell appliques, which we will see a little bit later in the video. And if we take a look towards the bottom of the pricing list, we see we have a $900 handling fee, and our total sticker price comes out to $52,410. Now over here we can take a look at what Kia puts on the right side. So fuel economy, all that good stuff. Then we also have our parts content. So a lot of people like to see that part of the video, or part of the window sticker rather. So 2% of parts are made in the USA, and then 80% or 87% rather are made from Korea. So this is a very Korean car. See the final assembly point, the engine, the transmission, that's all from Korea. Alright, so check it out. The side profile of the 2018 Kia Stinger gives a really nice appearance right back here where the Sportback is. However, the particular color choice we're working with is called the High Chroma Red, definitely my color choice. And it is one of 6 color choices available on the GT2 trim level. And the wheelbase stands at 114.4 inches. And we're going to finish up this little overview of the whole entire car with the rear. Let's just go ahead and get it over with and say this car looks absolutely gorgeous from every angle. Now, as far as drivetrains go, this car does come standard with rear-wheel drive across the board of all trim levels. But you could also choose to get the all-wheel drive like this one does, again on all trim levels, at a little bit of an additional cost. Alright, so overview of the exterior on the all-new Kia Stinger. Take a look at that head-on view. Looks like it's just going to eat you right up. But we can start the overview of the exterior with the headlamps, which look absolutely gorgeous, even when they're not on. However, as far as bulbs, we use completely LED bulbs for both your high, low beams, your LED daytime running lights, even down to your turn signals. They are all LED. Looks absolutely beautiful. Down here we have some functional air vents, so those actually bring air into either the engine or to cool down the tires and brakes. Just take a look at the paint color. It's just such a beautiful red. It's not totally super bright, but it's got this really nice tint to it. Now take a look at the use of black chrome on the car. So it's really shiny, but it's a very dark chrome. So we have the nice tiger nose grille, typical for all Kias up front. And we also have some more air intakes at the bottom with a little bit of design there. And if you see the dots on the front bumper, those are all for your parking sensors. Alright, so take a look at the hood. We have some pretty prominent creases towards the sides, and then we also have some nice accents that are going to mimic air inlets there. Not functional, but they do look really attractive on the top of the hood there. So taking a look at our wheels, all GT trim levels will come with these beautiful 19-inch wheels. You have the alloy color popping out right over here, and then you have these metallic gray pockets. You also have lug nut covers, which is pretty cool. It also mimics a center locking wheel lug right there in the center. And take a look at that. Yes, you do see Brembo on those brake calipers. 4-piston brake calipers up front. Ventilated disc brakes, pretty big. And our tires up front measure 225/45. Nice little heat extracting vent. Pretty neat. Nice side sills coming down there, and then you also have some indents coming from the side extractors there. Take a look at our mirror. Besides seeing me, you'll also see that nice dark chrome accents there with the LED turn signal. I'm going to go ahead and flip around so you can see that a little better. And you could also see the blind spot warning indicator on the mirror there too. So running along the top of the windows and even all the way down towards the trunk lid, which we'll see a little bit later, is that nice, again, the nice dark chrome accents. And then at the bottom you have the regular flat black, and then our pillars are gloss black right there. It does come with the smart key entry and smart welcome, which is really cool, and I have to demonstrate it for you just a little bit later in the video. So up here we have the panoramic sunroof with the shark fin antenna. Take a look at this. Most Kias do it, but it has a really neat line for the windshield up top there. We have our fuel filler on the driver's side. And take a look at out back. 2-piston calipers back here. Ventilated disc brakes. Pretty nice setup for back here as well. Brakes look huge even back here too. Some nice faux vents going on back here, and wrapping around to the rear, I'll give you guys a nice profile shot again. And again, you could see that nice dark chrome accents coming all the way back here. It's got a really nice appearance from the back. It's just a beautiful design. So we can go ahead and start on the bottom of the bumper where we have quad exhaust tips. Pretty awesome, and a pretty nice exhaust system, I have to say. We also have parking sensors that go all the way across the rear bumper. And we have these beautiful LED tail lamps, and the light goes all the way across, reaching to the other light on the right side. Really, really nice. As far as emblems back here, we have this Stinger emblem, and then we also have our dealer's emblem. Huge thanks to them for cleaning it up really nice for me to film. It's very hard to keep cars dirty this time of year up in New England. We also have our model badging, so GT and then all-wheel drive. We have our Kia emblem, and right below that is our reverse camera and our trunk release. Really nice diffuser back here too. Looking really good from the back too. So that pretty much does it for the exterior. Let's go ahead and pop the hood. Alright, so with the hood open, we can go ahead and discuss the engine that comes on the GT trim level. So all GT, GT1, and GT2 trim levels will get this engine. And it is a 3.3 liter twin turbocharged V6. and it produces 365 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 376 pound-feet of torque between 1,300 and 4,500 RPM. So that's a really nice span of torque right there. And this is a rear-wheel drive bias car, so the engine is going to be mounted that way. So your belts are going to be up front, and then your exhaust goes off to the side. The engine takes nice thick oil, the 5W30. You also have the engine oil dipstick coated in yellow over there. We have some braces going from the strut tower to the front supports on the car. We also have our air cleaner right over here. A couple of air cleaners. And you have a nice access to the front of the engine at least. You have a little bit of a engine cover there. And we have our battery terminals and windshield washer right over there. Okay, so before we check out the interior, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can demonstrate the smart welcome for you guys. So basically what happens, and Kia does this on a lot of their cars, is when you have the key fob in your pocket and you walk up to the car, it'll kind of greet you. So let's see at what distance it does it. So right about at the rear door handles, it'll fold out the mirrors, and it'll even illuminate the door handles. You can see with that little LED light there. Now it does come with the smart key entry, and I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that for you guys. The front two door handles have these little buttons that allow you to unlock and lock the cars without even having to take the remote out. All you need to do is just make sure that remote is near the car. Now the car is locked at the moment, as you can see. If you want to unlock it, all you need to do is press that button. And the same goes for locking. All you need to do is press the button to lock and unlock. So as far as color options on the GT2 trim level, you can choose between 3 different color options, and those color options are dependent on the exterior color. So the only color choice available with the high chroma red is the black interior, and it is a full leather interior, very beautiful. Nice attention to detail as well. We're going to go ahead and start off the interior with the door panel since it's already open. We have nice soft materials even all the way up here. We have some stitched leather covering this portion and as well as the armrest. We also have some nice metallic accents over here where the door grab is. The door handle is also that same metallic, as well as the speaker housings over here. Speaking of the speakers, it is a 15 speaker Harman Kardon setup, which is sure to blow your ears off. Really great sound system. I always thought that Harman Kardon did one of the best sound systems in the business. But as far as storage goes, down here we have a bottle holder, a little bit of a tray, and the only hard touch plastics you'll see is on the lower door panel over here. As far as functions, we have 2-person memory with the set button. We also have all of our window controls, so the front 2 windows are fully automatic. We also have our lock, unlock, our child locks for the windows, and then all of our mirror controls. We can choose between if you want the mirrors to fold in automatically when you lock or unlock the car, or just to fold them in and out when you want to. So off to the left of the dash, we have a nice air vent surrounded in some high gloss black. A little bit of trim. We also have our gauge dimmer, lane keeping assist, and our blind spot warning. You turn all that stuff off if you don't like it. I would probably turn it off if I was to own this car. You also have your fuel tank release as well as your trunk opener. This little panel right here is for your fuse box, and then you also have your trunk release, your pedals. And the carpeted floor mats are installed. Just a little bit dirty because, again, it's winter time. And they do button in, which is really nice. Now before we get in, this is our control here for our power tilt telescoping steering wheel. So again, it's powered, very nice. It'll go in, out, up and down, and all around. Now take a look at these seats. They are 16-way powered for the driver. And they have really nice soft leather here on the sides. Beautiful bolsters that hug you in really nice. And then the perforations in the center with the stitching. You can adjust the thigh extensions. You can also adjust your bolstering with this lever right here surrounding the 4-way lumbar. And then you also have your normal seating controls. But just take a look at that interior. Let's go ahead and hop in where it's warm and we can start it up and check out the rest of the interior. Alright, so take a look at this key fob that you get with the new Stinger. It's got a really nice quality to it. It feels like it's leather wrapped. I could be wrong, but it does have the Kia emblem on the front, and on the back you have or on the side rather, you have the button to release the physical key, and your buttons are all on the side and sort of on the top. The top button is the lock button, and it kind of looks like a detonator, which is really cool. You also have the unlock, trunk release, and a panic alarm. So really cool key, nice quality to it. But all you need to do to start the car is make sure that key fob is on the inside, your foot's on the brake, and you press that engine start stop button. Okay, so we can start off the driver's portion of the interior with this beautiful leather wrapped flat bottom steering wheel. It's got a little GT emblem at the bottom there. Nice high gloss for the third spoke too. It is nicely leather wrapped with two different leather materials. So you have the soft leather up here and then at the bottom, and then you also have this perforated leather where your hand's going to grip at the 10 and 2 notches. Speaking of the 10 and 2 notches, they are very nice. They give you a nice grip. But there's also stitching on the inside of the wheel, which is pretty nice. So we have the Kia emblem on the airbag cover. We also have all of our media controls over here. So our voice commands, our mode for our audio volume, and then changing between our presets, again for the audio. And then as you can guess, these are your Bluetooth controls. Over here, these two buttons and switches are for your little driver's information display up there, and then the rest is for your adaptive cruise control, which is awesome. Now behind the steering wheel are a couple of paddle shifters, which are awesome, and they are mounted to the steering wheel, not to the steering column. Behind the steering wheel are your lighting controls, so all of your lighting is routed through here. So your high beams and all are routed through here, even your turn signals, of course. And then over here you also have your wiper controls too. Moving up to our gauges, they are simple, but you get the sense that you're in a sporty car because of the really cool gauge surrounds that you get there. Now the rev counter is off to the left, as well as your temperature gauge. You have that screen again, and then your speedometer and your fuel gauge is off to the right. Now getting into that screen, again we're going to go ahead and use these two buttons. So this scrolls between the different screens, and then this will choose your different menus. So up here This is our basic screen, so we have all of our trip information, fuel economy over here, a digital speed readout, and then what mode you're in. And then clicking this button will get us even more information. A digital compass, or what's going on with your navigation, that'll show up there. You also have all of your different driver's assistance features, so lane keeping assist, driver attention warning, and your tire pressures will display up there as well. You also have all of your settings up here. So our heads-up display control, display height, rotation, brightness, all that good stuff. You can also select what we want to see on that display up there. I'm not quite sure if you can make it out since it's kind of on the snow. There it is. It kind of shows you your driver's warning features and then your digital speedometer. It's a really nice setup when your background isn't white. But going back, we have all of these different settings there. And then we have one more screen which gives us a bunch of performance menus, which is really awesome. So boost pressure, torque, how much torque we're going through at the moment, your oil temperature, a lap timer, which is awesome, and you also have a G-force meter, pretty neat as well. So if you leave that up and you have passengers in your car, they know what they got themselves into. Just say that. Now looking at our upper dash, it's got some really nice quality to it. It's pretty soft to the touch, and you have some stitching going over there. You can also see the heads-up display housing. You have a speaker right in the middle behind the screen. Pretty nice. And this is a very nice screen we have here. I believe it is a 7-inch or 8-inch screen. It is the Kia Uvo screen. It is, of course, touchscreen. And we just expanded our navigation menu right there. We can zoom in and out. We can input our destinations. And going back to home, it gives you kind of like a split menu. So what's going on with your audio is right there. This is your main audio screen, so all your presets will show up over here. What's playing right now shows up right there. If you go back to home, we have all of our menus in one screen. And we also do have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Our phone screen is here too.
Turn Bluetooth on from your device in order to search.
Of course, your Bluetooth has to be connected to the car. And then you also have all of your different settings that you can customize. But one screen I wanted to get into with you is also the setup. Because there's a lot of interesting different customizations that you could do here. But that pretty much does it for the whole screen here. It's a really nice simple screen, not a whole lot of features to get you distracted, but it gets the job done very nicely and with some nice style to it. Gives it sounding like a popping out of the dash sort of appearance. You have a physical date up here, a clock, and all that good stuff. Really nice screen nonetheless. Over here we have a better view of the start-stop logo. It's really nice looking. It kind of looks like it has a glass covering on it, which is pretty cool. I have a big air vents right up here, 3 of them, that you can move all around, and then you can close by just twisting that little knob right there. So nice metallic work here for all the buttons for the radio. So we have of course, our volume knob, radio, media, your seek, your hazards are located right there. So just some shortcuts for the screen, and then you also have a tune knob off to the right. Down here we have a dual zone climate control, so our temperatures are located with these knobs right there. Our fan speed is right here, and our passenger temperature is located right there. Front and rear defrost, AC, all that good stuff is over there like you'd expect. Also have a nice covering for the tray down here, and you have a bunch of outlets and stuff to get yourself productive. So a 12-volt power outlet, auxiliary USB, and then a USB charger only. And you also have this nice rubberized tray right there where you can put your, looks like a normal sized iPhone would fit there. Over here we have some more of that nice metallic work, and also a couple of cup holders. Alright, so as far as the shift lever goes, it's really nice. It is also an electronic shift lever. It takes a little bit of getting used to, I have to say, but after a few minutes you'll get the hang of it. But it's really nice nonetheless, and it is an 8-speed automatic, no matter what stinger you get, 4-cylinder or 6-cylinder. So at the moment we're at park, and what gear you're in will show up in red. As you see, the park is illuminated red. But if we wanted to go into reverse, we just put the gear selector, we obviously have to press the unlock and put the gear selector up. That brings us into reverse, and it shows up really nice backup camera. And it has guidance lines that will predict your path. If you want to put it into neutral, just bring it down one more slot. And drive, you bring it down once more. And to put it in park, all you need to do is just press the button right there. It'll give you a little audible warning just to tell you that you're in park. Now over here we have a little myriad of buttons down here, which are all pretty awesome. An electronic parking brake, which we can set by putting our foot on the brake and lifting up. And if you want to release it, just press down. We also have an auto hold feature, so if you're at a red light and you're on a hill, you just press that button, take your foot off the brake, and the car won't go anywhere. And it'll release when you get going again. You also have the traction control off button, and over here we have a knob for the drive mode select. So at the moment, you're going to want to pay attention to the center display there. We are in normal mode. It has a bunch of different modes that we can configure. This is the eco mode, and it kind of changes the colors in there a little bit. We also have a smart mode, which kind of gets you, kind of adapts to the way that you're driving. We also have sport mode, which is pretty awesome, which kind of reddens everything up and gets you ready for the track days. And then you also have custom mode, which is really nice to let you select all the different features that you want. Take a look at that. It's all purple in there, which gives you a really cool appearance. But for now, I guess we could just leave it in comfort mode. Now down here we have a row of knobs and buttons there. First off, we have the heated steering wheel. We could also turn off our parking sensors, and we could also turn off our auto start stop right there, which I would leave that on. Just a personal preference. But over here we have our little toggle switch for our heated and cooled seats. At the moment our heated seats are on, and we can tell by the orange lights, and they are 3-stage. If you wanted your ventilated seats on, all you need to do is just put that switch right back, and the blue lights will illuminate. Now taking a look over here, we have a nice big center console. It's not very soft, but it gets the job done. It's nice and big, so you can share it with your passenger. Lifting that on up reveals a little storage tray that you can remove, and a nice felt storage tray right in there. Not a whole lot of storage, but it'll definitely, again, get the job done. Taking a look up here, we have an auto-dimming mirror. We also have a compass in the mirror, and our garage door home links are in the mirror too. We could turn that auto-dimming on and off with that button right there. Up here we have a little storage tray for our shades, and it's actually carpeted, which is really nice. It'll keep your nice aviator sunglasses nice and safe. Taking a look up here, we have some lights. So LED lights up here. They are also tap lights. We also have controls up here for this nice big sunroof. You can almost call it panoramic too. But to tilt it up, all you need to do is press that button right in. It'll tilt it up, let some breeze in, and if you wanted to put it all the way back, just slide that button all the way back. The roof will open up over the actual roof itself, and you'll get a nice wide opening. You also have this really nice wind deflector, and I have this same fabric wind deflector in my personal car, and I could tell you it works amazing. You could barely even hear if the sunroof is open. And you also have a power shade that blocks 100% of the light. And if you want to open just a shade, there's sort of two feelings to the button. If you go to the first notch, it'll just open the shade. Taking a look up here, we have a nice headliner. It's pretty soft to the touch. We also have our mirror up here with an LED light and a card holder. These also do extend to block light from the side over here. And we do have that grab handle, which is always useful when you're going around the track at high speeds. So, really, really nice interior to go along with the really nice exterior. But next I'm going to go ahead and adjust the driver's seat to a normal driving position for myself. And since this is a full in-depth review, let's go ahead and check out the rear seats. That beeping is just to remind us that the engine's still running. Now take a look at the rear door. It's got a really neat appearance due to the sloping rear end. So you have soft touch materials all the way up here, pretty much the same materials as on the front. We have the nice metal grille covers for the Harman Kardon audio system, our window switch, of course the handles and whatnot. A little bit of storage with a bottle holder back here. And we can see the side sills. The back seats are really nice too. We have our headrest with some stitching. There's stitching in the center of the seats along with the perforations. But I'm going to go ahead and hop in and show you guys how much room I have sitting behind myself. Doors are also really solid sounding when they close, both front and rear. So sitting behind myself, I have a ton of room. So maybe 4 to 6 inches, I would say. Really good amount of space back here. So you have a map pocket for amenities back here. You also have a couple of coat hangers, so one right here and one right there. You also have the grab handle, so again, if you want to take your family to Lime Rock on a track day, you can definitely do that if they allow you to. You also have a couple of air vents back here. You can control if you want them on or off. You could also move them all around. So you have a 12-volt power outlet and a USB charging outlet. Drivetrain hump is pretty significant, so the center passenger is going to have to straddle that, but it's to be expected for a low car like this that has all-wheel drive. The sunroof makes an appearance pretty good back here too. You also have a LED light back here. It seems like all the lights on the inside of the car are LED, which is nice. You also have a center armrest with a couple of cup holders. Has some nice soft leather to it as well. That pretty much does it for back here. Let's go ahead and check out the front passenger space. So as far as design and materials go on the front passenger door, they're pretty much the same as the driver. So just a few less buttons like you'd expect. So lock, unlock, window switch. Still have 3 speakers in the door. A little bit of storage as well. Now the passenger seat is fully powered. It does get the 4-way lumbar. The only thing it loses is the thigh extensions and the ability to open and close your bolsters there. Still a really nice seat setup. It even has the little GT insignia on the headrests. I really like how the dashboard kind of is convex or concaved on the where the air vents come out over there. But hopping in, we could check out the glove box. Pretty decent amount of space back there, and it is felt lined. Take a look at that. You can even see a little bit of the owner's manual. Has the red stitching on it. Pretty neat place to be in the passenger seat as well. However, next we're going to go ahead and check out the trunk. So you can pop the trunk a few different ways on the 2018 Stinger. However, I'm going to go ahead and show you the full power liftgate by just pressing the button on the key fob. It'll flash all the lights, beep at you a little bit just to warn you that it's going up. And it'll reveal a huge amount of space back here. You have some extensions off to the side and some LED lights on either side as well. You have some tie downs over there. And lifting up the floor, you have a little bit more storage, and then you also have all of your tools and whatnot, your jack for your spare tires underneath there as well. You have a big storage cover so nobody is peeping in on your goods in the back. And we can close the rear hatch with this button right here. Okay, so popping the cover to the 15.9 gallon fuel tank. We have our traditional cap and tether system where you can hang it right there so it doesn't scratch your beautiful paint. And this kind of makes me curious here too, as if they offer a diesel Stinger over maybe across the pond, or maybe they'll offer it here pretty soon, because that's usually where the diesel exhaust fluid goes, right here. But however, the gas V6 all-wheel drive Stinger, according to the window sticker, gets 19 in the city and 25 miles per gallon on the highway. So, unfortunately, our time with the all-new Kia Stinger has to come to a close. I hope you've enjoyed this review just as much as I have, and I hope you stay with us for future in-depth reviews on my channel.